The shoot was incredibly demanding. First of all, I was in like 11 of the 12 fight scenes. Normally in a movie, you do 3 or 4 fight scenes over a whole movie, which is 5 to 6 months. We had to do 12 fight scenes in 2.5 months, and I was in 11 of those fight scenes. So I was literally like fighting every day. We were also in New Orleans, which was during the summer, and so it was 90 degrees out with 90% humidity, and I'm wearing a leather trench coat. There was a lot to really kind of get my body ready for, to get ready for the shoot, and also to maintain it for the whole season.
Tell me how you first got involved in martial arts.
It really is from movies. You know, I loved watching Kung Fu movies as a kid because I think growing up Chinese in America, those were like the only role models I could see on the big screen. They're doing all these cool weapons and all this stuff, and I was like, oh, I want to learn that. And I think when I was 11, my mom found my first teacher, Y.C. Chang.
You recently met up with him.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in maybe like 12 to 15 years. It's been a long, long, long time, and I was surprised that he even still remembered me. When you see your master still going at it at 95, it shows you that the system of Kung Fu has something that is useful for us.
How many styles do you know?
Started in traditional Shaolin Kung Fu. Then when I got a bit older, like 18, 19, I wanted to compete, so I started doing Wushu. Then after that, I started dabbling in other martial arts like Muay Thai and boxing. And I think that was a big transition because Wushu really started to get me into martial arts as a sport, which I felt was good at that time as a youth. You know, I was young and strong. And then once I started doing the film business, you know, wanting to learn other stuff like Taekwondo style kicks, these things, stuff that would look good for the screen. And then now I'm kind of coming back to the basics now and restudying martial arts almost as a beginner again to get to the essence of it again, especially with UFC and MMA. People just pound each other and blah, blah, blah. But that's only one aspect of martial arts. Fighting is 5% of it. And the rest is how to be healthy, how to be a good person, spirituality. I always fall back on Wushu because Wushu is the basis for most of our fighting and choreography for the show. But fight choreography is not just limited to one style. In season 1, we went through MMA and did grappling. We did wire work. We did a whole bunch of other things. So really what I need to do for the show is to really have myself as a vessel that's ready for anything.
You're still in great shape now, but you're early 40s, and then this big opportunity to essentially come to Hollywood happens.
I was brought on board as just an executive producer at first, and that was to coordinate the whole martial arts aspect of the show. And obviously they wanted the character of Sonny to be Asian, they wanted him to be a good actor, as a good martial artist, and I knew that I had those skills, but I felt like I was too old for the role. But we went out looking for that person, and it was very hard to find. And at the end of the day, the producers went back to me like, Daniel, you know this is for you, right? I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's really not at the best time. Like, I wish I was 25 when this role came to me. I think the show turned out to be a really fun show to make. I mean, it was very, very taxing and tiring to do, but we all were so excited because we knew that this had never been done before. First of all, this kind of level of martial arts on television, and then combining, solid drama with good action, and then also just bringing diversity to American television. We have interesting relationship with Sunny and Vale, the character she's black, I'm Asian, and we're going to have a baby together. Stuff like that has never been seen on TV. Not much less saying that an Asian American male getting an opportunity. And it's interesting because I never thought about that while we were doing it, or even getting into it. I never thought, oh, this is an opportunity for an Asian American male. I was like, this is a cool show. I want to be a part of it. And then once it came out and people started talking about that, I was like, yeah, oh yeah, this is really, game changing.
You have a romance, a love scene. Mm-hmm. Did you have a say in that, or did you help push that, or what happened?
No, it was all there in the script. I mean, I don't think, like I said, I don't think any of this was, written that way on purpose because we would need to get diversity on screen. It wasn't that. It was just they wrote the story naturally, and it just so happened to be that the character was Asian American. Because for me, my perspective, my whole career has been in Asia. And so I never had to think about race at all because everybody was Chinese, right? So I didn't even think about it at all. I didn't think about, oh, I'm the only Chinese guy on set.
This past year in Hollywood, we've seen sitcoms with all Asian cast, Fresh Off the Boat, Dr. Ken. At the same time, we've had a lot of controversies in diversity where Scarlett Johansson took on the role of a Japanese named character. Tilda Swinton, the Doctor Strange character, was previously Asian. Do you think Hollywood is progressing?
Yeah, I think it's definitely changing. Like, definitely changed from when I was a kid. The only Asian character I saw on TV was that guy from Gung Ho and 16 Candles, Long Duck Dong, right?
What's happening, hot stuff?
And I think it's definitely changed since then. I think really what's happening is that the people in charge now are like my age, around my age now, and grew up with diversity and grew up with, you know, a lot of different influences, like watching Hong Kong films and blah, blah, blah. And that stuff is now really influencing those people as creators now, compounded with the fact that China is emerging as a huge market for film.
And hearing about the so-called whitewashed roles.
There isn't a lot of Asian actors that are proven box office gold, right? So that's going to be a major concern for a producer. They want to make their money back. They're putting $200 million in a movie. And so if they know a certain actor can bring in a certain amount of box office, then I can't really blame them for that. But at the same time, you have to make an effort to make those stars, right? You have to give them the opportunity to maybe not in those leading roles, but slowly put people of color in different roles and build them up to make them that star, like they would do for any other, you know, white actor or whatever. And then eventually you will have, you know, people to choose from.
If you like what you just saw, follow us on social media and visit our website, cctv-america.com.